Ground control, we're loaded and ready to taxi.
Flight 209er, you are cleared for takeoff.
Welcome aboard, Flight 323. This is your captain speaking. We are running a little late as usual. Let me get the co-pilot on board here with us. I stand by 1 second as we get the co-pilot on board. As we get ready to take off for a ride destination to nowhere, we are going to take a closer look at the workbench and recap the week and forecast the new week ahead. So stand by. Enjoy the flight.
Bam, and we slide into here. Bam. Bam. Add the stream. Boom. Jeremy, how are you, sir?
Doing good. Doing good.
I went back and I watched the show last week, and I was like, you know what? I think we kind of skipped ahead 2 steps for the kids scrolling along, getting sucked into that YouTube stream, into that YouTube rabbit hole, and letting their YouTube run on autoplay for a little bit. I was like, you know what? We took 1 step too quick. Please tell us who you are. I need a formal intro and where they're going to find you during the week grinding away.
Yeah. Well, I'm RC because the logo.
Oh, nice overlay, Mike.
Yeah. That's okay. At ease RC, Jeremy Kilburn. Jeremy. Everything's reversed. So yeah, there you go, Jeremy. Hey, that works. Yeah, I'm retired Army Sergeant Major, and I've been playing with RC since I was 12 years old. So yeah, been around for a minute.
Recently
retired January 1st. So yeah.
So we thank you. You know, the one thing we did not highlight was last week when you joined us from Georgia. Was it in Georgia?
Week before last. Yeah.
The week before last, when you were in Georgia at the Crawlapalooza, what people didn't realize was you took about 10, 12 hours of RC talking, grinding, and then ran back to the hotel to do some more.
Yeah, well, it was
a long day.
12-hour drive down, and then 12 hours during the day of RC stuff, and then jumped on a live, and then did 12 hours the next day, and then drove home 12 hours the next day. So it was a turn and burn weekend, but it was awesome.
So though I know we talked a little bit about the rain, but it looked like a mud fest.
It was moist. Sunday went really well. Saturday actually went really well too, because the weather system moved through earlier than anticipated. So with it moving through, we didn't have any real rain on Saturday, but by Sunday it was just tacky, but there wasn't rivers running through the trails like there was on Saturday.
Okay. It looked like a good assortment of vehicles there. They had bashing, crawling, all that good stuff. Before we go any further, let me introduce myself, because right now, I bet you we have 4 women laughing their asses off at us right now. I am a bachelor this weekend. I have the keys to the house. I have no supervision, and I'm in charge of 2 kids. They let me alone. And I'm the responsible one. This is the scary part.
Wow.
So
dial 911 and wait.
So my wife is probably sitting around the campfire right now with her girlfriends laughing her butt off at us. But
definitely.
If you did happen to stumble across us 2 dudes, on a Saturday night. My name is Mike, aka Monster. It is a pleasure to have you here with us as we share our little tidbit of what we do each week, and it's pretty much all going to be RC related, 3D printed and customized, and all that good stuff. Now at Lollapalooza, I want to call it
Zombie
Lollapalooza.
Palooza.
Zombie Palooza, spelled with an S, not a Z.
Zombie.
That was
Zombie.
yeah. Um, no, the Palooza, right? Palooza.
Palooza
I
with
kept
a Z.
yeah. It is a Z. I kept seeing some people slip an S in there. I'm like, now I'm having a hard time tagging this. The Traxxas. Do you have it with you? This new sprint car. I mean,
Yeah.
they went. It's a beast, though. She's big, right?
She big girl.
Eighth scale. Are we talking?
It's probably
Second.
eighth scale.
Okay.
Yeah.
But,
I can grab it out of the cabinet. But I've already, just a warning, I've already started making changes, and I have some big ones coming. So
I figured you wouldn't disappoint us.
There it is.
Was that me? Oh, I accidentally.
Your little flatulence.
Wow. Man, they got it right. Holy
Yeah.
cow.
She's a big girl.
Oh,
Yeah. Yeah, I went with some Proline vintage wheels and some Pitbull blood axes. They're not glued up yet, so they're a little wobbly yet.
the Pro lines, they're plastic and
Yeah.
aluminum combo.
These are straight plastic.
Straight plastic.
And it's 4 fronts, so no rear, so they're all narrow, just like the way it came with the wire wheels. And yeah, it's, I'm keeping the same theme, the narrows and everything, but the wheels that came on these, fragile is an understatement. I wouldn't run them the way I plan on running this truck, just because the fear of them breaking, and there's no replacements available at this point. So I had to change up the wheels and tires. But I mean, they didn't miss anything on the detail. I mean, it's got a detailed dash, the seat, exhaust, the carburetors for the intake. It's really cool. And let's see if I can get the body off here without. Oh nope, I gotta look. So the body, the little come hither clips.
Yep.
So,
that's their new MO for everything they're releasing. The new rally car. I've seen them revise a lot of their stuff with it. Beautiful.
So I put in a Reefs 400 short course servo, just because of what I plan on doing with this car. It's going to need a little more servo than the stock 2075. The next thing to go is the power system. So stay tuned for that. Got some big horsepower coming for this thing. I'm not doing like silly 6S or 8S or anything like that. It's going to be 3S.
3S.
This is a 2S car. So the brushless 2S system, their new system, is in here. The BLS2.
Is that motor pointed?
Yes.
Vertical? Wow.
Yeah. So it's a unique drive line. So the motor comes up to the spur, pinion and spurs up here.
Yeah.
And it goes straight down with the drive shaft down. If I can see it there. So the drive shaft is in here, and it goes straight into the rear end. So it's
wow.
Yeah, it's pretty scale. I mean, for realism, like they nailed it. That's for sure. But yeah, so it's a different way to do things. I'm cool with that. I'm not a
I like
huge Traxxas fan by any means. I'm not really a go fast guy.
Yeah, yeah.
But I've had a few slashes, and I have the Raptor R. I have that here as well. But yeah, it's a neat design.
Yep.
It's got more flex than most crawlers because it is all 4-linked. So it has a lot of suspension travel. So it's pretty cool.
Is that body set up to take a full driver? Like, can his legs go tuck underneath that?
So not really. The speed control, the driver cockpit is right here.
Okay.
So it's right at the battery connector.
So pretty much.
So it would be knees up at most. Yeah.
Okay. Hey, what caught my attention was your post on Instagram, Addie's RC on Instagram, when you were there and had it in the mud.
Yeah,
like,
so that one's not this one.
Right.
Yeah, that was somebody
that was
attending.
One.
Yeah.
That was the one to make you go off the cliff and go get it. That was the one that said German needs one.
Well, I had the deal for this one struck before I left. I just didn't have time to go pick it up. So
gotcha.
Yeah. So I picked it up when I got back, and yeah. But I saw that down there. I was like, yeah, that's cool. Like, it looked good with a little bit of mud slung up on it.
It sure did. It sure did.
Yep.
Well, right after that, then Scale Builders Guild, Matty Cat got wood, and Hemistorm has been cutting some wood planking for the back of the CJ.
Yeah, the CJ7. That looked good too.
Yeah, kind of restored my love for that CJ again real quick. I was like, you know what? I want to pull this thing off, make me dive a little deeper and look into, some printable options. On Colts 3D, we came across their tube door option, the tube doors, the rear drop bed. At first, I thought my printer was broken. I'm like, man, it left these big gaping holes in it. What are we gonna do about that? But yeah, to give your CJ a little bit more room.
Yeah. But
why I've got you pinned down, I really need to know how much of a headache was it getting seatbelts. I've discovered something since I picked up this drift car, and
now you have to realize that Sideways RC is out there.
Exactly. This was a two birds with one stone kind of shopping cart. I'm like, wait a minute, this is taking care of the drift car. I might as well, if I'm running tube doors, I might as well get some seatbelts for the CJ now. We got to be safe.
Yeah.
And what would you tell somebody? Just be patient, because they look like they're tedious. And
so they're not too bad. Sorry about the white balance here. I had to turn the other monitor off.
I just want to know how did you lock them down behind the seat?
If you take the seats off of the bottom and have them out on your bench, it's a lot easier to do. Get the buckles, get it all run through, and then run the seat belts underneath of the seat. And I just used a bread tie to collect all four of those pieces, and it's just pinched underneath of the seat. And the result is a scale look of a clipped up set of, because I don't run drivers in all my trucks. So it looks legit. People drive their Jeeps with their 4 points clipped all the time, and they're, idiots for not buckling up, but it looks good.
Did you put a clear coat over the body?
No audio for you, Mike.
Oh,
you're on mute.
Whoa. All right, hang on. My bad. My bad. Why bump something? 1 second.
No audio.
No audio.
Nope. I can hear you. I can't hear you. I can't hear you.
Oh, you can hear me.
I got nothing.
Okay. You got nothing. Hang on. 1 second. I thought That was it.
Nope.
All right, hang on. My bad.
Still no.
Damn it. All right, hang on.
I love technology.
I know.
Can you hear me?
Can you hear me now? All right.
Hmm.
My
No. No. Go simple.
I'm trying. I'm gonna unplug it.
Bam.
No.
Bam. How about now? Nope. All right. And we're going to go back down to here. How about now? How about now?
So,
Mike
while
settings.
Mike's
All right.
muted for no apparent reason whatsoever,
Yeah.
you want me to just
Test,
hang
test,
on and talk,
test,
Mike, while
test,
you can't
test,
hear me?
test.
Test.
No.
Test.
Test. Testing.
No, Mike.
Testing. No mic.
Can't
No
hear
mic.
you.
All right. Hang on. How about now? How about now? How about now? How about now? How about now?
How about now? How about
Now? How about now? How about now?
How now?
And now? Now. I don't know how to fix it.
And how about now? Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Nothing?
How about now? Nothing.
Well, how about now? How about now?
Hey, I got you now.
You got me now.
So
I wonder.
was I mute or were you mute?
I have no idea. I think it's loud. Hang on.
It is loud.
It's loud. I'm hurting my ears.
Okay.
I'm on a completely different computer right now. It's like echoing. It wasn't a fix, but I wanted you to talk about something while I got it to work.
Okay.
Now
they're saying on
you built on that.
Yeah, they're saying on the chat that they could hear us.
They could hear us fine, but you couldn't hear me.
So there's your 5 minutes of us
Doing nothing.
having a technical problem between us and not the
All right,
viewers.
hang on 1 second. I'm going to see if I can go back to this one and work.
Yeah.
Boom, add to stage, remove him.
I feel all cut up now. Nope. I can't hear you now.
You can't hear. How about now?
Now I can, but it's very echoey, weird.
No, I think you're picking me up through the other computer.
Okay.
Mike, we can hang on. Mike, we can all hear you. It's Jeremy's end. All right.
It's Jeremy's end. Okay.
It's Jeremy's end. All right, take the echo in for a minute, and I'll keep trying to log back in on this one. I'm gonna reload the settings here. But I was impressed by the winch that you did. That custom winch. Is that thing ready to show off yet?
Oh,
on that boom truck?
The boom truck.
Yeah. Is that? Can we talk about that? Yeah.
Yeah. I can. Let me grab that out of the cabinet too.
and I know you brought some show and tell stuff, so don't let me take you out of sync either. If you definitely had something you want to talk about, I'd rather you do it.
Yeah.
Jeremy, did this take any of the audio? Did that
take any of the audio? Go back to what you were doing.
Oh, on this one. All right, yeah. I'm gonna let that work.
Yeah. So, capstan winch.
Yeah.
If you've never seen them before,
I didn't.
They're it's kind of like a boat winch where it's just a spool that turns. We'll find it here. The spool turns like all the time, and you just wrap a rope around it and cinch on it, and it starts the winching action. If you put 2 layers of rope around it, it doubles the pull. But that's the concept, and that's
Like
what
and you're calling that a snatch winch? Is that what that is? No.
capstan.
Okay.
Captans, capstan.
It sounds like a whole lot of science working there.
Yeah, it's very old school, and this truck's
Okay.
very heavy. But it's it's the way winches used to be back in the day. So, sorry, that thing's heavy. It's period correct, but there is an internal electric winch inside of that truck that's spooled through that. So, good. I think it's an 800 IS winch. So, I mean, like I said, it's a heavy truck, so it's like running on 13 pounds ish. So it needed a lot of winch.
But we're talking ultra scale, like that.
Yeah, that truck is, pretty well decked out.
Yeah, Mr. Reef, Mr. Reef. That is there's a reef in everything you do.
There is, and there always will be, and there's good reason for it.
That's fantastic. So has anything fun come off of your printer this week?
Yeah. So I've been printing a body. It's still in pieces. I haven't assembled it yet.
Oh my, look at you go, a body. Holy smokes.
Doing my first body. Here's the hood. So it kind of looks like that.
It reminds me of a Hummer Tesla truck.
So this is a MATV military vehicle. And they've been around for more than a minute, but
4x4, or is this
four-wheel drive, full independent suspension? I have one that's completed. It's not the one that's there. It's
okay.
The one that's down there.
Out of screen. It keeps going.
Yeah.
We don't have a fish angle lens big enough to get you that wall. That is an impressive.
So this is what it looks like all together.
Oh, we resurrected that.
Yeah. So I put this on my Portal Pro. And it's all metal, of course, because that's what I build. But this is my Axial Fest truck. So I needed a truck to take to Axial Fest besides my CJ. So I put it on an Axial chassis.
Oh.
And it's, got all the goodies. I can put a battery in it, turn it on and turn it off, take the battery out without taking the body off, which is a bonus.
Was that a mod that you did, or is that in?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Oh. Yeah, this is the Pro is what I ran at Beat the Creek last year when we did the barn challenge with Reefs and the build off with the Pros. So I decided to, bring it back, run it again at Axial Fest.
Oh man, that is cool.
So the story behind why I printed that other body, when I obviously already have one.
Because you can? Is it that simple?
One is because I can. Two, I wanted to print my own body and go through the learning cycles with my printer. And three, that body is going to be put on a Axial chassis, probably a 10-3 chassis.
Okay.
And it'll be up for raffle for Operation 11 Charlie at Axial Fest. So it'll be a compliant Axial build for Axial Fest, and we're going to raffle it off there to raise funds for Operation 11 Charlie.
Bravo.
Yeah.
Good work. Wow.
So that was on the printer, and I made some canoes.
Yes. These things are so cool.
The canoes. I made a few iterations of the canoe because I had to get to a correct size, and we'll get to
Okay.
why here in a second.
But you started flexing some different colors too. Is that in the
Yeah.
filament or a paint or?
So this is filament. This is tan, the same thing that body is printed in.
Okay.
So this is a tan filament. Even did some oars. Get it over here. And I did that.
Did you do 2 oars, or are you up a creek with only 1?
I got 2.
Okay.
I got 2. Always print 2. Actually, my brother-in-law stopped by earlier today. I gave him one of my test print canoes, and I told him, I said, don't go up shit creek because I don't have any more oars.
Exactly.
So there's no paddles. So he took that to heart. But the reason that I'm printing canoes is I'm getting ready on the weekend of April 6th. I'm going up to New Hampshire with Trevor Rutherford and doing the nets, the Northeast Trophy Series.
Yep.
With that Defender truck that I showed. And one of the requirements is a 12-inch canoe to have it on the truck. So I had to start putting some stuff together in that truck, which is the reason for the winch, which it didn't have before. And then some of the other scale details that I have to add to it to be compliant for that event. And I'll be going up there representing Boom Racing again. And getting a little more mature with that. So I learned at Zombie Palooza some things that I needed in the booth. And Boom Racing Asia Tees is supplying that stuff. So I should have it here before the week's out and be able to kind of elevate that experience a little bit for the people.
When they walk up to admire and learn and all that good stuff. And it's exciting knowing that Boom Racing is going to start having a presence at these events more and more. It's the growth in the hobby. I love it. It's fantastic that you got the opportunity to do this. And we all know beyond the Boom booth, who you're getting, and you're a man wearing many hats at all times, a wealth of knowledge. It's fantastic.
Dabble in a little of this, dabble in a
little, little of that.
And always trying something new. So, I haven't done the show circuit other than supporting a vendor like Reef or Operation 11 Charlie or something like that before, and experiencing it for myself is, it's a growth thing for me.
Yeah.
Plus, it's an adaptation of what I do in the hobby because I'm always trying to do and push the limits with my builds, hence the printing and some other stuff that I'm trying that's sitting right there. So there's experimentation is good for the hobby. It's good for your brain. It's good for the growth of your mind. And if you fail, you just learned another way not to do something. It's not really a failure. It's just a lesson. And you have to take it that way.
I think we all have those junk drawers where the fails land and they just end up there like, oh, that didn't work. The failed prints and the failed purchases. We have them all.
So it's funny that you mentioned that. I made a purchase probably 10 plus years ago on a failed project, but it wasn't a fail now. Now it was a good way to get a part that's no longer made, and it's going to be cool. And that's what that project is right there.
Oh, yes, I seen that.
So,
can you tell us what it is? Are we looking at a road car?
So the vehicle is a RC Everyday shop truck chassis. And right now it's wearing my K10 Silverado body. That's temporary. It's not going to, I don't know if that one's going to stay on that or not. I had to order another body. Thankfully, A-Main found some on the shelf in a back stock room.
Wow.
And so if you jumped on that, if you haven't jumped on that, there might be some left. But there's K10 bodies out there now, unpainted. So I got to do some work. But anyway, So I destroyed a MO3L Mini Cooper that I had sitting on the shelf in the case for 4 years now, that I won during some TCS racing, some Tamiya Championship Series stuff years ago. So I tore that car apart because I needed the suspension arms to put on that truck for the front. So the MO3 is a unique car because it has a narrow front end and a wide rear end, but the lower arms fit either way. So you can make it front wheel drive, rear wheel drive. Like you can do all kinds of stuff with that platform. Anywho, so I made a narrow and it fits Toyota bodies with that chassis, which is great. Some people wanted to know how they could put a Toyota body on the shop truck and not just do Chevy K10s. So that's an A-way. And then I put the rear arms on the front and I got K10 width. So I only had to destroy one car to get all the arms to do that. But as I try to figure out electronics, I'm still waiting on parts, still waiting on the RC four-wheel drive transmission that goes to it. But while planning, I plan where my electronics and stuff are going to go, how I'm going to do things. I remembered I bought parts 10 plus years ago for the Vitara Suburban that one, I never bought. This is the Vitara Suburban. Never got my hands on one, but I bought parts for it. And what I bought was stupid. So as meaningless as this may be, this little piece of plastic.
Yeah.
This is a scale fuel cell for a Chevy pickup.
Whoa.
Mind the hole's not. I put holes in it for another project that didn't work out. But so it opens up. So you have the bottom piece and you have the top piece. This is where your butt would sit in a pickup truck with a gas tank on the back. These were one on each side of a saddle tank. So they were on the outside of the bodies before Chevy learned that if in a side collision, you just put two big bombs on the side of your truck. So that's when they moved the fuel tanks inboard of the frames and redesigned the trucks. But I found two of these unused. Well, mostly unused, other than the holes in this one. So I'm trying to resurrect in my own way to represent this underneath of the shop truck. So it'll hold my electronics. So I'm creating two electronics trays that look like fuel tanks to try and hide my electronics, which I pride myself on. I try to hide my electronics. But yeah, that's the K10 project and that little bucket that's right there. Yeah, I'm experimenting with silicone molds and casting.
Now, okay, that's what you. I was heading to. What are we doing? Styrene? How are you making these? Wow, molds.
Yeah,
I love it.
So just short of buying a vacuum forming machine.
Yeah. But that has to happen soon because it's on my radar. I think about them all the time. Our friend on YouTube, the guy from MythBusters, Adam Savage, the show that cat runs, he showed off that Harbor Freight little vacuum sealer. It seemed like a perfect little starter for under $100.
Yeah. So
door sizes, little pieces.
Yeah. So the unfortunate part about this tank is it is a 1/4 inch too long for the $100 vacuum former. So when to get another 1/4 inch, you're in the $700 range.
Damn it.
So, is it worth that expense? I really don't want to sell anything. So, $700 for a couple fuel tanks for my own K10.
Why couldn't you cut it in half and do it in sections, like vacuum, and then?
I guess I could, but I'm not at that desperation point yet.
Okay. You want to learn how to do this molding.
Yeah, and quite honestly, like I talked to Blake, Metal Masher.
Yep.
And if I get this cast right, I want to make them out of metal with his foil metal, his aluminum.
Yep.
Process. And I want to learn how to do that. So it's next step, keep learning until, I'm making metal fuel tanks.
And he holds no secrets back.
No.
He will tell you how it's done. He shows you the technique, the press, what works. I mean, he's fallen down enough times, and this will save you a point A to point B a lot quicker without learning all the headaches and blunders he did, and to get to where he's at.
Yeah. Mind the wheels and tires I have on here because I was trying some stuff out for another person. But it's got some meats on it.
Yeah.
But let's see if I can get this underneath of this truck. So this is the bottom side.
Yep.
The big white plastic piece is for my bench seat. But this fuel tank actually sits right there. Where
did you find this fuel cell? Where did it come from? From that Mini Cooper?
No. This fuel cell was made 10 years ago for a different purpose entirely.
Okay.
And I reached out to the original person I bought it from, and I'm hoping to hear back from them because I want to buy the mold for it, or at least get them to remake them because they haven't been made in that many years. But it's so perfect because the shape of this truck is.
Was it the King? Was it ERC? No.
But it fits, so I can have a tank on both sides.
Whoa!
Which gives me, the recess. You can see it's taller on one side. The thin part goes underneath of the seat, just like in a real one.
Wow!
And it's dead on. So happy accidents.
Happy accidents. You gotta love it.
Yeah. So I 4-linked my shop truck, which the way the way he represents them, you can build them any way you want.
Upside down portals, it don't matter. You can do whatever you want with his stuff.
Well, that would be a terrible spin. But he leaf springs his. And I chose to 4-link it with, as you can probably see, cantilevers from a Traxxas 1/16 car. The old
Revo.
E-Revo die.
Nice.
So in true, rat roddy fashion with these chassis kits, I have 4 different manufacturers now to create this. But it just looks so right.
Yeah.
It just looks so good.
Yeah.
How
about that the visor? Where did that visor come from?
RC 4-wheel drive.
Wow.
That's their part. The wind deflector I made.
Yeah. Nice.
It's just Lexan and a piece of aluminum strip. The GTS.
Is it clear? Is the sun? It's clear. It's just giving like a blue tint because of the paint.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wow.
I made some GTS headlight covers because that's what I had on my square body back in the 80s or 90s. And even down to the bow tie tag, that was on my dad's truck, I'm sure. But,
I'm telling you, I keep wanting to see a distressed body on this shop truck, but I'm telling you, you don't want to touch it. Yeah,
clean.
It does.
You probably can't see it. Maybe I can get the right angle, but in that front seat area, there it is a scale carry-all bag with a car on it.
Bingo.
Yeah.
Look at that.
And a couple beer cans on the seat, too.
Of course, on that, you need it. It goes hand in hand.
It has to happen.
A couple of Budweisers right on the seat. So I think we've all been down that path, and ended up with these junk drawers, and that's where these swap meets come from. I mean, tell us in the comments, anyone. I don't leave us hang out to dry, because we cannot be the only ones. I mean, I would love to hear somebody tell me, like, what was it that you wasted money on? Because I could write you a list, a long ways of things I've tried to do. We're cleaning out drawers the other day, and I stumbled across something I thought we were going to do at one point. You remember when Proline dropped this gem? I mean, with
and that would be perfect to resurrect on a K10 shop truck.
Yes, to do the old
the air
utility
compressor in the back of that thing, dude.
Yeah, I've been looking at this utility truck, and I kick myself for not ever finishing this. I had all the best intentions in the world to do, and then you know what happens? It just kind of gets lost in the shuffle.
Yeah. I got shelves of
them.
I'm going to call them stalled projects now, because I'm resurrecting. I'm bringing some things back that hasn't been seen in a few years, and that's the beauty of I don't have a large collection. I just have a collection, so I can kind of rotate stock a little bit. People haven't seen things in a while. I took Funbringer. I hate that. I took Funbringer out for a run the other day, and that truck fell in love with it all over again. It just goes everywhere you point it. It just loves it.
No engine smoke this time?
No engine smoke this time. But if you watch Scale Builders Guild on his IG and his YouTube shorts, he is a genius. And there's a little trike on Amazon that has a smoke, it's steam.
Yep. Like what they put in the RC tanks, like that.
So he took the module out of it, threw the whole trike away, and then put it in the front of his drift car to make it look like a radiator, like it was blowing right out the grill. Insane. I don't know where that comes from in the brain, but it's perfect. And I would love to see that on a drift track, going around, just steam blowing out the front end. That's pretty cool.
I love it. These drift guys are Scale. It is a ridiculously fun aspect to the hobby. It was great to just take a step and dip a toe in from the interior. When you take that body apart, just the tailpipe alone is hollowed out and has the mounts to hold down lights, obviously, because they want you you get the My Trick RC light kit, and it's synced to let the turbo or the blowout. So all that stuff's done through the computing of his lighting system. But I didn't realize it was that simple. I mean, it's literally all made to just bolt these pieces in. The hard part is, going shopping on seeing what all the different fun things that Sideways RC is doing.
Yeah, I got a bunch of that stuff. When the shop closed down, I bought out all of his Sideways RC, so I got like 3 of the big totes of it.
Oh,
so I got.
You weren't joking.
Tons.
I got to raid this tote. All right.
No, it's like Scale supplies for that's where seat belts. I got.
But this ended up on your Gatekeeper at one point, didn't it?
Yeah, I had it on my Gatekeeper.
Yeah. I knew it's 2 birds with 1 stone. It's easy to navigate this.
They're super high detailed parts. They have intercoolers, turbos. They have like sunroofs, engine bays, so you can cut the hood off of a Lexan car. Yeah,
you can just start. I stenciled it on, and it's endless.
Yep. And it's.
But I did do something fun.
What'd you do?
I retired my Futaba and brought some excitement to the Fly Sky GoPro mount, new steering wheel, like all those little blingy, blinged out the Fly Sky with the screen protector. It's the older model, so it doesn't come with that cool little GoPro mount like Matt Kocher's got that newer Noble.
Yeah.
So this one, it solves the problem. We have printers put them to use.
Yep.
Stumble around, you find some files and bling it out.
Yep.
That was the cool thing I printed this week.
Cool. Yeah, I still got my Radio Master sitting back there. I haven't figured. Well, I figured it out. I just haven't committed to it yet.
Okay, because of everybody's dilemma, the receiver.
No,
Is that the problem? Like,
absolutely not.
Okay.
My dilemma is I have to get all of my trucks, all of my vehicles to use the same switches across all of them.
so it doesn't matter what you're
So-
doing. You know where your winch is at.
Yeah.
You know where your
So
from
I
your
have to-
drag brake off.
Yeah. So with the open source, like I can write my own code for my own radio, and I can create a master platform that is my standard, so to speak. So it's my default. So when I create a new model, all of that stuff is already set, and all I have to do is trim it for that particular model for endpoints. So I just need to finish writing that code to be able to do that. And again, I'm learning. So I'm not a code writer or a code breaker by any means. So it takes a little bit of brain power, and I'm old. I have serial killer glasses now. So these are my hobby glasses. Love them.
Oh, hobby glasses. Yeah.
So I got hobby glasses. I
Yeah.
got hobby glasses where I can see to hear. Like,
Yup.
10 times magnification. And then I got my readers, which are duals, so I can see my computer or I can see my keyboard, transitions, and they're all here at my desk. 'Cause I'm old.
Old people problems. And guess what? That list only continues to grow. It will not. You'll just keep adding to it all the issues.
All of them.
I'm not going to call out the guy's name. Personally, I'm not going to say it, but I will tell you the person from Operation 11 Charlie, the person you had me reach out to. What a great convo we had. The daily work that man does for a living, very exciting. So that led to great things over on the carry-all side.
Now you know why I told you to get a hold of him before he gets a hold of you.
Yeah, he did not want to be the good idea fairy and just waste my time, but he's like, I'll take you as far as you want to go, and I'll tell you as little or as much as you want to know. I'm like, I'm all ears. We need to reconvene when I have a pencil and paper. So that was an exciting phone call.
Good.
We met a couple of good people. Dino RC. I'm hoping to get him on here in the very next 1 or 2 weeks that we could sit down with this guy and do a little this and that. Have you stumbled across Dino RC?
I haven't. I gotta do that.
Well, what's funny is it seems like you pretty much can't go to an RC event without tripping over one of the RC Dino family members. Gentleman's rocking a crew about 200 people strong.
So I know I've seen
with them.
it. I
Yep.
haven't talked to
them the message.
Yeah.
It's an interesting concept, very inclusive. You can be here a month in the scene and be a part of something. Show up at an event, be able to wear a shirt, be able to have a crew to go and hang out with. Very neat message. I was like, what? Come over here, kick some tires with us one night, and put your message out there.
Hey, we'll be at Beat the Creek.
Yes, he will be at Beat the Creek, and now I'm still coordinating logistics on how I'm getting there. If it's still, I don't know if I'm pulling a last minute plane ticket or if I've got a couple of offers to sit co-captain in a ride. We'll see.
Yeah, I'll be at Beat the Creek. I'll be in Reef's booth.
Oh, you're not taking the booth tent there?
So there's already 6 guys
from
in the area.
Yep. Okay, the guys we met. No, we met a lot of them guys at USTE of last year.
There's a different crew going there because it is a bigger event for Boom Racing. So they got AGTs and Boom will have a bigger setup. My trucks are
be there.
They can display my trucks because I can drive them down there where they're flying in. So it's a little harder to fly with that kind of truck RC vehicle. without cases and all kinds of logistics problems, because they are, they're not fragile, but they're highly detailed. So
Sure.
traveling with them is a little more stressful.
Yeah.
Where I can just bring in my truck and I'm good.
Well, once I get this, I've got the drift car coming to a wrap, and then we're going to spend some time with these Huna trucks and doing some printing with the Knights files. I talked to James earlier today. We're updating that file, so I'd love to put the Bamboo up against the Creality here in the very near future with an update on rubber banding a driver.
We need the same file.
Exact same file. We're going to set the stage will be an even playing field, printer against printer. Maybe we'll let you tweak settings or something, but
nope.
we'll know the same filament.
Drop it on there. Drop it in the slicer
and let it. Okay, okay, fair enough. What the stock default setting would do? Throw it in, and we'll see what happens. But the whole thing then has to be rubber banded together to make them all work. It'll be fun.
Yeah, that's a complex interior and driver.
It might be a 2 or 3 week episode update. It's very complex. Well, listen to me, Jeremy. We're doing our best to stay on a 1 hour target. My alarm is going off. I need to know from you what you've got to end with here. Go. Okay.
Man, have I got something cool.
I want to see something
so
cool.
I got the parts today from Castle, and I had to build it. So my mini LMT, which is all metal, all Treo, reefs 179. I told you, reefs and everything. But now
it's got it's got juice.
It's got juice, baby.
No way, is that a Copperhead? Is that the Copperhead?
This is a Micro X2 with the 0808 4100 kV motor. If you can see it down in there, down in the belly.
Yep.
Now it is all green, including the motor. And I'm telling you what.
I haven't seen a green Castle motor in a long time.
Yeah. So I dropped 2 teeth on the pinion, and which is the lowest you can go in this truck. You can go up 2 teeth or down 2 teeth from stock. So on down 2 teeth, I can run it on 3S. These are stock 2S. But on 2S, it's pretty tame. It's pretty close to stock performance-wise. But when you put it on 3S, holy shit. Like, this thing is nuts.
It did basically a standing backflip.
Yes, it'll do a standing backflip, just pulling the trigger. And jumping it, I mean, it just flies. Like, it almost hit the ceiling in this room. And these are freaking like 9 or 10 foot ceilings. It just flew. I love the Smasher so much. I might love this so much more. This is so much better than the Smasher. I'm telling you now. This is so much better. This is real monster truck, designed to be a monster truck. Do you need all the aluminum? I mean, no, do you? Okay. No. But if you're going to put this kind of horsepower in it, fair enough. Like, you're going to break shit. Like, you're just going to go through diffs. You're going to go through drive shafts. You're going to go through axle housings. I built it all metal and then put the power in it. And it's wonderful. I love it. So that's my final on this. I can't believe it, dude. You could first. I'll do a YouTube on it. Bro, where's the interest got to be shown? I'm gonna start a petition. Yeah, just on my short, I just posted on there. Like, if you want to see more content on this truck, hit the like button. Is it seriously? Do you have it set up like a poll, kind of? Are you getting feedback that way? Yeah. Okay. I just want to see what the feedback is, to see if it's worth my time to go through it. The wiring job is that's the clean part, right? I like to hide my wires, right? So, like, that is a fully installed with a receiver. Like, that's it. It looks like a model. Like, you can't even tell that it's a remote control. So, there's tactics to it of wiring jobs and making them clean. I appreciate it when people take the time to
Notice
be presentable.
notice your 45s and your 90 degrees and your crisp, clean lines. Yeah.
So that's where I end tonight. I'm pretty proud of that one, and I had a blast with it running through a 3S pack.
All right, people, light it up here in the comments, please. Let Jeremy know we need to see that more often. And if you haven't seen the little YouTube short yet, Addy's RC on YouTube is the place to do it. I've seen the short already. It's hysterical. The content was shot right. You see how snappy it is. I mean, it is. It's awake. It is awake.
It's giggle fast. It made me giggle. I was afraid of explaining to my wife why there's a hole in the ceiling. And I was like, wow. Like, I gotta watch it. There's sprinkler heads in here. Like,
and we thought you were having fun with that remote control mop head.
Oh yeah.
Now this is so cool. Well, I'm set up to do some drift stuff myself. Resurrect the 64 Impala from Red Cat. I'm hoping to get this thing hopping up and let the drift come through. I been printing some scale guardrails for the background. I'm gonna set up a little scene. Got a bunch of different little things to keep geeking out on that thing for a little bit. The CJ, we'll spend some time on that thing this week. So other than that, we'll check back in with you again. It's always fun checking in on the workbench of Sergeant Major. Now that you are recently retired, the man is deadly. You thought he was a scary force before. This man's got some stuff to share.
Now I got idle time.
That's it. That's scary. I'm shaking in my boots over here.
I am working though. I do work for a living.
Right.
But I just can't tell you what I do.
Yep, it's classified. If I tell you, we're gonna kill you.
Yep.
Back in the basement of the Pentagon again, somewhere deep and dark and secret.
Yep. The licensed contractor. All right, brother.
Sir, we salute you. We thank you very, very much. We'll keep tweaking this a little bit. It was fun tonight for the first time to run the official new intro, little RC After Dark. It worked. It was short, sweet, to the point. We'll just keep honing away on the little tidbits. Let us know what you think. Skittles, thank you for sticking around the entire show. All of you that stuck around for the entire thing, thank you very much. We'll see you again.
And I do have a crawler to come out west this time.
Excellent.
I learned my
okay. Yeah, so good stuff. We'll keep pushing forward, and we'll check back in next week. Let me do my part here to fade us out. Yeah, be patient. I gotta. All right. So all right. Stay decent. Stay decent. There we go. All right, people. You don't want to see me, so I'm getting out of here myself. We're gonna throw up the outro video, and thank you again for sticking around. We're out of here. Oh, look at me hitting the wrong button again. Boom. And slide over to brand banners. I should have been doing this while Jeremy was talking. Outro video. And thank you to Element. You know what? Let me do this real quick because shame on me. We said we'd follow the script and we didn't follow the script, but thank you again to Element RC for helping the show each week. We appreciate what you're doing. Boom Racing Castle, all of you for helping keep the lights on. Power Hobby, everybody helps keep the lights on here week after week. We can't do it without you. More to come on that as we keep getting fine-tuned on what we are doing. Closing video.